Ah, my Patreon Council of Nerddom is at it again. This time it's with Memphis May Fire. Them boys are from Texas. Hey everybody, my name is OldSkuleNerd. Welcome in. This reaction is going to be to a band, an American metalcore band from Denton, Texas, called Memphis May Fire. Denton, Texas is just northwest of Dallas-Fort Worth, home of the North Texas University Mean Green. Yeah. So if you now here's the thing, if you believe that the most famous thing you've ever heard of to come out of Denton, Texas was Memphis May Fire, you're close. Actually, someone very famous went to the University of North Texas and was a Mean Green football player, a gentleman by the name of Steve Williams. If you don't know who Steve Williams is, he goes by the name of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, so he's a Mean Green too. All right, Memphis May Fire, American metalcore band. This one is called Somebody. I have never heard of this band. The council requested this because I've been complaining for weeks now that I need to do more American metalcore and metal bands, and there's just not that many. And I can only do so many Vinter C, Lucid Awakening, and Astriction videos before people are like, dude, you got to play something else. And like, you're right. Mastodon would just put out another album. Anyway... Sorry. Okay, Memphis May Fire. They're from Rise Records. We're going to check them out. The name of the song, Somebody. Check us out on OldSkuleNerd.com. It's got all the social media posts, the Patreon link for those who want to support the channel, like the Council of Nerddom, would drug me into this nonsense, and the merchandise store. Here we go. Memphis May Fire.
Somehow I feel the weight deep down. Yeah, you know me, making friends with all my demons, never lonely, self-destructive, and I know it, but it's only a matter of time before I'm out of my mind. I think I need a lifeline. I don't know when I became somebody I don't recognize. I swear to God I never saw this coming. I never thought I'd leave it all behind. I want it, don't need it, I had to realize. I hate it, I feel it, believe my own lies. I really think that I could use somebody to bring me back to life. Sometimes it comes in waves and hits me out of nowhere like a hurricane. Feels like I'm going insane. I don't wanna be a problem, but my self-control's a losing game when the venom's in my veins. Yeah, you know me, making friends with all my demons, never lonely, self-destructive, and I know it, but it's only a matter of time before I'm out of my mind. I wish that I could rewind. I don't know when I became somebody I don't recognize. I swear to God I never saw this coming. I never thought I'd leave it all behind. I want it, don't need it, I had to realize. I hate it, I feel it, believe my own lies. I really think that I could use somebody to bring me back to life.
All right. They're going to go into this bridge, and we're going to do the bridge for sure. I'm going to bring it to the end of that chorus. All right. I want to point out a few things. Number one, I think it's really awesome that Bill Burr's nephew is singing lead on a rock band. That is awesome. That was a joke, by the way. It's not a bad thing. It's definitely an American band. It just has an American feel. The arrangement is very American label style, where there are still rock stations on radio that play bands like this. It's not as experimental as some metalcore you'll find in Europe, Canada, Asia, but that's okay. There's another feeling about this that I'm getting. You guys remember Need to Breathe? If you take Need to Breathe and metal them, that's what this is. It's definitely got a southern rock feel. Definitely feel that Texas vibe in this. Definitely southern. It's got that southern U.S. feel to it. That swing feel to it. There's just a feeling and an emotion that follows around when you do songs where it has this it's got a little bit of blues, a little bit of soul in it, in the swing of the rhythm. If someone was to say this is a metalcore band, I would say no. But when someone says it's an American metalcore band, I'm like, yes. Because in American genres of music, you have this tendency to where the cultures, depending upon where you are, will dictate a lot of the sound you get. If you go to Europe and you go to Germany, the metalcore bands are fast, elaborate, dynamic. They turn on a dime, but that's their style. You go over to France and it's very mystical. Has a tendency to be very lullsome. It goes into these lulls. In America, if you're on the East Coast, you're very gritty. If you're on the West Coast, it's very bright and fluttery. If you're in the Northwest, it still has kind of a grunge feel to it, like a Ventersea. But right here, you're talking about Denton fucking Texas, man. I mean, these guys have probably listened to, how many times have these guys gone down to Deep Ellum in Dallas? Heard some music down there. There's an Austin South by Southwest feel to this. Definitely got that Texas rock groove to it, which, by the way, is needed because we're losing bands just through time for that feel. And I'm glad this band is doing this. Sounds very, very good. But it does remind me a little bit of some Need to Breathe, but harder, a lot harder. And that is compliment. That is not a degradation. If you have heard any Need to Breathe, and I'm not talking about any of their pop stuff, but some of their early Southern rock style, very similar, except this is harder. But the arrangements are similar. The composition kind of reminds me of both of those. Those are both high praise. I do like this a lot. This band's probably amazing live. Okay? This is the kind of band that makes fans every time they do a live show. You can listen to some of their stuff on the radio and be like, yeah, they're okay. But just the grittiness of the way this stuff smooths and swings through, I bet you live, it is huge and it pulls people in. One of my favorite things about certain bands, in recordings and studio albums, they're good. They're good. And some of them are really great. Live, I bet this band makes people just go, they're my favorite band. And then people are like, why? I mean, I've heard them on the radio. They're pretty good, but why are they your favorite band? And they're like, have you seen them live? So I'm going to have to see this band live, either a live concert video or I'm going to have to see them live myself. Because I have a feeling this band is one of those bands that will get you up on your feet the whole time just from the passion. Let's go into the bridge. Let's finish this out. This is my first time checking them out. I don't know anything about them other than what I've seen so far, but so far, really liking this feel.
Time before it's flatline, final signs. Can I be revived? Can I be revived? I don't know when I became somebody I don't recognize. I swear to God I never saw this coming. I never thought I'd leave it all behind. I want it, don't need it. I had to realize I hate it, I feel it, but
That was a good off tap. That was good. That off dropping was sweet. I do like this band. I do like what they do. Production-wise, there's a point in here that I really, really, really enjoyed, and it was coming out of this bridge section. They did something in the production of this that I really, really love. At the beginning of the song, he was singing into an effect mic, which gives it that hollow tone feel. You know, that classic mic feel. A lot of bands do it where it's like it's a static mic. So when they go in there and they change the effects on the mic, it kind of gives that echo sound like this, right? But then whenever he goes off and he comes back in from this bridge section, let's see if I can find it. Okay, they're going to come out of this, and I want you to listen to the vocal coming out of this. Ready? Here it is. Okay, that's where they've dubbed the lead singer in production, where he goes through with that effect mic, and he goes down to harmonize with himself, because his lead vocal, his first channel, is going to be on the high end, the high part of the measure. He's going to do clear vocals, where he's doing that tag, but underneath he's harmonizing himself. Not uncommon. But the harmony on that low end is using the effect mic. So it gives a very country feel. This is something that was really made famous by Brooks and Dunn and a few other bands, Georgia Florida Line, things like that in the South, where you have someone that'll drop a low harmony when you do a belt in, and they modify the low end harmony. It's something that's been used in country music for a long time, the last 15 years. And it kind of does say, you know what? It's a metalcore band. They are Americana. They are in Texas. This is kind of a Big and Rich used to do this, and Big and Rich are huge in Dallas. But I'm not saying this band has country influences, but whoever produced this album and did this little effect in here, whoever came up with the idea for this, they had to know that it was going to catch that. This is something you see a lot in American rock, especially kind of a country crossover kind of thing. I really enjoyed that because it's not something you expect in this, to go from a growl and and the tempo kind of went off one step to where I kind of give an extra punch in your chest, and then he drops this dynamic belt of this tagline, but with his clear vocal and then a lower end harmony that is affected. It kind of gives an interesting look to it. Let's do it one more time. Listen to it.
I don't know when I became somebody I don't recognize.
Now they let the harmony continue, but without the effect on it. So he can continue to dub harmonize and harmonize with the other, if there's another vocalist in the band. But that one tag, really, I mean, this one tag will get people in Texas going. They could play this in a bar in Texas or a stadium in Texas, and you'll have people that love country music go, "Oh my God, I love that," because they're used to it. I'm not saying it's only for country music. It's just a good dynamic. I really enjoyed how they did that. Production-wise, that was a good tag. I enjoyed that. Every band is being more and more creative. Now, Rise Records has a few bands that are very creative, you know, Spirit Box, and of course, Memphis May Fire. And Rise Records has a list of bands that do things like this. And that's a good thing. You need more American bands that are doing things experimentally. I'm telling you guys now, Memphis May Fire and a few other bands are really the only bands out there that are keeping the American hopes alive and keeping up with what's coming up metalcore wise. Because the bands out in Europe and Japan are being so experimental right now, it's hard to even put them in metalcore anymore. They're coming up with new subgenres because they're so creative and dynamic in all their arrangements. So being able to shift on a dime and do something unique and special, that's what you got to do. And I want American bands to be able to do this for two reasons. Number one, national pride. Hey, I'm a citizen here, man. Gotta show the love. Number two, it's a lot easier to see you guys than have to wait for bands to come from Europe. It's true. All right, Memphis May Fire. The name of the song is Somebody. Outstanding debut for me. I really like this band. I want to hear some more, see if they do something else. Come to find out, more than likely, the next 5 songs from them I listen to will have none of the stuff I said, and I'll look like an idiot. Why? That's what this channel is all about, me looking like an idiot. It's true.